For this teapot design, I tried to fit a reference to all three areas from the Simulanka event in the same teapot location. We start off at a train station. Of course, the train won't move, but we can follow the train tracks ourselves. The first area to visit is a small origami forest with an ink bar for the little animals. I included a paint container from the Sumeru desert because I thought it was fitting, since they drink ink and everything, the little origami animals. If you keep following the train tracks, you will also encounter a small toy block construction as a reference to the Constellation Metropole. It does not look anything like the real deal, but please think about this design as a diorama of sorts. That place is the endpoint for the train tracks, and it includes a second train station that is quite a bit smaller. If you go back to the starting point, you can notice that there are some rectangular blocks and slime boxes from the previous summer event lying around, surrounded by mining cranes. This is my attempt at referencing the final area at Simulanka, but I think it's the weakest point in my design because we didn't really get furnishings from that area, so I had to use those custom cranes from Liyue and a little bit of imagination. Also, I included a figurine shelf from each area at their respective locations, so you can display the ones you got from the event. I hope you enjoy what I made. This video is going to be shorter than my usual videos because I'm not including the whole assembling of the design because I tried to record a really lengthy tutorial, and to my dismay, I found out that OBS had stopped recording in the middle of it, and I had wasted a lot of time, and I just felt really bad. But I will include some pointers so you can know how to replicate the train tracks that I made. So, like instructions on how to sync those train tracks, which are actually just the Fontanian corridors, and fun fact, they are the most load consuming thing in the design. I'm pretty sure you can make a super full and lush forest if you only focus on the forest part of the design, which I honestly was tempted to do because my original plan was to create a design for the forest part and another one for the Constellation Metropole toy block city, but I ended up wanting to just mix everything together and add the train stations as well, because I felt that the train stations were a really big part of the vibe. So yeah, that's why I made this little diorama of sorts instead of just focusing on the origami forest, even though when I was practicing that origami forest it was pretty fun. You can fit quite a lot of stuff because the origami plants don't seem to consume as much load as normal plants, so that's a very big positive. But yeah, this time around I have a code for the Asia server and another code for the Europe server, and I'm sorry, but yeah, the people outside of those two servers just need to try to copy what I made. But yeah, I will leave you with the instructions to create the train tracks in just a moment, and please like the video if you liked it, or dislike it if you dislike it, and I hope to see you very soon. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to tell you the heights that you need to set the floating platform in order to sync the corridors to make the train tracks. For the lowest level, we need the platform to be at 8.3. So that means it will look like this. You can test it. Just imagine that the platform is the ground level, it's going to look like that. For the medium height train tracks, it's going to be at 4.6, and for the highest ones, it's going to be 3.0. If you don't know how to sync furnishings in the Serenitea Pot, I will now show you how to do it, but there are many tutorials online. So first you need to create a set with the furnishing you want to sync and an anchor item that you are going to delete later if you want to. Create the set, and then you will see a yellow circle. Make sure that the furnishing you want to float is not the closest to the center of the circle. The anchor needs to be closest to the center. Then select edit set and move it on top of the floating platform that you have prepared beforehand at the correct height that you needed for the syncing, and click confirm. Then grab the item you wish to sync and place it on the ground. Then select again, edit set, move the anchor point item to the ground, and the item will be sunk. So yeah, that's how you do it. I will now tell you also the heights for the platforms that kinda mask these rails. In this case it's 4.1, and in this case it's 5.8. I will now show you also a reverse time lapse of me retrieving all of the boulders, so you know exactly how to place them if you need to see how it's done.